Just like there's a long list of liberal celebrities who swear they'll go if a Republican is elected, and no one ever does. Miley Cyrus once said, "I am moving if Trump is my president. I don't say things I don't mean." Here she is looking miserable, having to endure America at the Grammys last Sunday. I guess she flew back from Tajikistan. In 2016, Eddie Griffin said, "If Trump wins, I'm moving to Africa." Apparently very slowly, because in Trump's 4 years, he only got as far as Van Nuys. George Lopez once said that if Trump won, he won't have to worry about immigration. We'll all go back. George Lopez, still here.
You know, there's an old American joke that never seems to die. Every election season, a handful of celebrities announce that if a Republican wins, they're leaving the country for good. And yet, every single time they stay put, not one of them ever follows through. Take Miley Cyrus, for example. Back in 2016, she promised that if Donald Trump became president, she was done with America. She said she'd move abroad and even insisted, "I don't say things I don't mean." Well, fast forward to today, where is she? Sitting front row at the Grammys in Los Angeles. Not exactly hiding out in Tajikistan. Honestly, if that's what she calls exile, sign me up, and Miley's not alone. Comedian Eddie Griffin said he'd move to Africa if Trump won. For years went by, and guess what? He barely made it out of Van Nuys. George Lopez once joked that if Trump became president, he wouldn't need to be deported. He'd just leave on his own. Spoiler alert, George is still here, still working and still collecting paychecks. It's the same act every time. Big statements, lot of applause, headlines for a week, and then silence. No moving vans. No tearful goodbyes at the airport. Just nothing tears the real irony. These are the same people who constantly tell the rest of us what's wrong with America. They lecture about morality, justice, and how awful things supposedly are here. But when it comes time to actually live by their own words, they stay. And why? Because deep down, they know the truth we all know. For all its flaws, there's no better place to be.
The problem isn't that America isn't worth defending. Maybe the problem is that lots of people today are entitled whiners who have no perspective and no idea how good they have it. 59% of self-identified liberals say there have been times when they considered leaving America for good, like after NBC canceled The West Wing.
That's exactly the point Bill Maher made in his latest takedown of self-righteous celebrities. And it was both brutal and hilarious. Maher didn't just tease their hypocrisy. He completely shredded it. He called out this never-ending parade of pampered stars who pretend that leaving America will be some noble act of protest. In reality, it's all theater. Empty performances designed to score likes on social media. Think about it. They say they can't live in Trump's America. But where exactly would they go? Russia, where you can be jailed for simply calling the Ukraine war a war. China, where more than 50 different crimes can earn you the death penalty. Uganda, where being gay can literally lead to execution. Or maybe Venezuela, where criticizing the government can get you in prison indefinitely. Let's be honest, they're not moving to any of those places. Because the truth is, their version of suffering in America is sitting at the Grammys instead of the Golden Globes. Or worse, losing an Oscar. Meanwhile, millions around the world are risking their lives just for the chance to get here. That's no coincidence.
Russia just referring to the war in Ukraine as a war can get you 15 years in the fabulous prisons made famous by some of the world's most famous novels. You think America's evil because we didn't nominate Margot Robbie for an Oscar? Just wait till you get thrown out the window of your very own dream house.
Here's where Maher's message really hits home. It's not just celebrities anymore. Now, regular people on TikTok are posting videos saying, the new American dream is to leave. Really? You got kids bragging, I escaped America. Escape from what exactly? The Starbucks line? Free Wi-Fi. The freedom to criticize your government online without ending up in prison camp. Maher nailed it when he said this. The wall America debates about isn't there to keep anyone in. No one's holding you hostage. If you don't like it here, there are 195 other countries waiting for you.
Uganda? Oh, they don't just give you a ticket for parking in the rear. You can get the death penalty for it. In China, they have the death penalty for almost 50 crimes. And in 13 countries, atheism is punishable.
But here's the real question. If America is truly that bad, why are people from all over the world desperate to come here instead of leave? Why do millions risk crossing oceans, deserts, and fences just to get a shot at citizenship? Why do people wait years, even decades, for a green card? You don't see crowds sneaking into North Korea or Venezuela. You don't see long lines of migrants trying to get into Saudi Arabia, where women still can't even choose their own clothes. But you do see thousands risking everything to reach the supposedly terrible United States. That alone destroys the argument. And Maher made it clear, the problem isn't America. The problem is entitlement. Too many people here are so comfortable, they've completely lost perspective. They live better than 90% of the planet, but still act like they're trapped in some kind of nightmare.
There's all the TikToks telling Americans things like,
I think the new American dream is to leave.
I'm 18 years old and I escaped America.
Yeah, you don't have to escape America. That wall we're always debating isn't to keep you in.
Take the LGBTQ plus community, for example. Of course, there are still challenges here. No one denies that. But compared to most of the world, America is still one of the safest places to be. In more than 60 countries, being gay is illegal. In some, it can literally get you executed. Here in the U.S., you can celebrate pride parades, enjoy legal protections, appear openly in media, and marry whoever you love. Yet some activists claim they need to escape America. Escape to where? Europe, where hate crimes are still common. Africa, where dozens of countries criminalize homosexuality. That's not reality. That's privilege talking.
61 imposed restrictions on women's clothing, so bring a scarf. According to Amnesty International, paramilitary groups killed the government's critics in Argentina, Brazil, Colombia, Venezuela, and arbitrary detentions are widespread in Cuba, Ecuador, El Salvador, Nicaragua. If you're wondering how that's just like no cash bail, it's not.
And let's be honest, most celebrities wouldn't last 5 minutes dealing with the struggles everyday Americans face. They've never stayed up worrying about making the mortgage payment. They've never had to stretch a paycheck to cover rent, food, and medical bills. Their tough decisions are choosing between flying private or first class. That's why their lectures about politics or morality fall flat. They live in a bubble, disconnected from reality, yet act like they know what's best for everyone else. And hypocrisy doesn't stop there. These same celebrities who claim America is terrible are also the ones demanding open borders so more immigrants can come in. Wait a minute. If America is such a nightmare, why invite people here? If it's really as awful as they say, wouldn't the moral thing be to warn people away, not encourage them to come? It doesn't add up unless you realize it's not about principles. It's about attention and image.
New Republic just ran a story about the vulnerable minorities who want to flee America, including the author, a gay man trapped in the dystopian homophobic hellscape that is New York City. I wonder if he knows that there are 66 countries where just being gay is a crime. Cute story in the news last month. Burundi's president called on his citizens to stone gay people, and not in the good way. Wow, suddenly the don't say gay law doesn't sound all that bad.
And that's why Maher's takedown hit so hard. He stripped away the fake outrage and exposed the truth. These celebrity resistance moments aren't courage. They're virtue signaling. They want the applause without any real sacrifice. Because here's the part that never changes. After all the dramatic TikToks, award speeches, and big promises, they stay. Every single one of them. Deep down, they know the truth. There's nowhere better. Here's the bottom line. America isn't perfect. Far from it. But it's still humanity's best shot at freedom, opportunity, and a better life. That's why millions dream of coming here. That's why they risk everything to reach our shores S. Oh, the next time a celebrity swears they'll leave if things don't go their way. Just laugh. They're bluffing. Tomorrow, they'll still be sipping lattes in Beverly Hills, living a life most people could only dream of. And maybe that's the real punchline. They don't hate America. They love it. They just love hearing themselves talk even more. That S.O., what do you think? Should celebrities stop pretending to be martyrs and just zip it? Or do you believe they actually mean it this time? Share your thoughts in the comments, because I'd love to know if anyone takes these "I'm leaving" threats seriously. And hey, if you like this breakdown, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. There's more on the way, because at the end of the day, America isn't a nightmare. It's still the dream. And the ones threatening to leave, they're the punchline.